Hey, what is up, YouTube faithful? Welcome back to the Guitar Dungeon, where today we are talking about amps. Specifically, this amp, the Marshall Code 50. This is Marshall's attempt at modeling amps. Think along the lines of like Line 6 and so many other brands that are out there now doing this. Cool thing about Marshall's modeling amps is that they are modeling their own amps, like through time. When you think of the classic Marshall tones that have come out from like the JCM series or the Silver Jubilees or so many more, they're all wrapped up into this amp. It's kind of your choosing, what you find, what you like, how you dial in the tone. Within saying all of that, there are a ridiculous amount of presets in this amp. To be perfectly honest with you, these are my reviews, these are my opinions on, gear that's out there. This Marshall, not user-friendly. This takes a minute to learn. You better clear your calendar for a little bit and sit down and try to figure this thing out and figure out what tones you want. There is an issue where it's almost too versatile. It does too much. It'll give you exactly what you're looking for, but it's hard to get there, This thing is awesome, and at the same time, really confusing. You have per channel. Well, let me show you this. Sold separately for some idiotic reason is the foot switch that goes with it, right? You have a 4-channel foot switch. This over here runs you through your banks that you'll step on, and it's A through J, right? Let me take it back. 3 channels per letter, okay? So you do the math, right? So you have A through J, and then you can go 1, 2, 3 per each one. And each one you can assign a different tone. Within saying that, you can use their preset, but there's actually an app you can download that ties directly to this amp that you can go in and tweak and save every tone. See what I'm saying? Too much? Let's put it this way. You can find a preset that you like, right? And you say, well, that's nice, but I'm getting too much feedback, so I want to add a noise gate on it. You can go into the app and bring up the noise gate and adjust that level, hit save, and it'll lock it in. You literally could go over to the next button, your number 2 spot, use that same preset, but let's say this time I want it with the feedback, so you cut the noise gate out. You can actually customize it down to that minuscule of a level. It's almost ridiculous. Like, you really have to think this through. To anyone out there that has one of these, that has gone through A through J, 1, 2, 3s, and you have every single one of them programmed, kudos to you. Because you need a different hobby. My God, that's ridiculous. There's so many options, right? Just give you a quick idea of what it sounds like. This is one of the presets that I liked on there, and I tweaked it some. I'll let you listen, and then we'll talk. Sound good, right? A 1, 2, 3, right? You could go through multiple banks. You can hit B. See, I lost some volume there, like heavily, right? And obviously a whole lot of effects, right? This amp will do just about everything, but like I said, you need to clear your calendar, take a day, and program what you needed to do. This is one of 3 series that they have out. They have a code 25, which is 25 amp. They have a, 25 watts. I'm going to amp, right? This is a 50 watt version, and there's also a 100 watt version of the same amp. This foot switch, or controller if you want to call it, because it does so much, will run all 3 of that series. So it's, you buy an amp and then you have to buy the foot switch separate for whatever. These are on the market right now. They're running for right around, I want to say, like, for the code 50 that I'm talking about, they're running like $299. The foot controller is running in the neighborhood of like 80. So, you know, you're still looking at under $400. You can have a good practice amp. I have played a gig using this amp, but it was minuscule. There's so much going on that I really locked it down to one channel, one tone that I liked, and that's what I've used that amp for that night. I actually did bring a separate amp that I played the majority of the show through. And this was, you know, for certain songs, certain tones, some lead tones, stuff like that. Which is cool, and it works great. Is it worth dropping $300 for? I'll leave that up to you, I guess. It's a good amp. It's very versatile. It will give you any tone that you're after. I don't know. The experiences that I've had with it, just being honest now, it's an awesome amp. It will do everything, but it's like it's too much. There's too much going on. For people like me, I like to plug in and play. Now, I don't know if you can see, but over here, well, I guess you can't see, but I have a pedal board that I use for certain tones, right? This is almost, it almost cancels out any chance of a pedal board. It's pointless to have unless you can find yourself and just really strip down a channel and make it clean. Then you can run your pedals off of it. So it's almost, you know, pointless for that. If you don't like pedal boards and you want to dial in certain tones and look like a tap dancer when you're trying to turn your stuff around and switch tones in mid-song or whatever, then this might be the amp for you. With that being said, if you're using it for recording purposes, absolutely, yeah, hell yeah, man. You can dial in a certain Marshall tone and have that. That's great. You know, as for playing live and jumping back and forth between songs, whatever, it can be done, but you really got to plan ahead. You know, you really need to think this through and figure out where your set list is. There's none of this writing the set list in the parking lot before you go inside with this thing, right? That's not a thing, right? It's a great amp. It's definitely loud enough to do small clubs. I mean, you could mic it and do bigger venues. You know, it's got great tone. With that being said, a little thing that I learned extra onto this. This is for the I guess, I don't know what, Bluetooth crew that are interested in. I went through Best Buy and I saw that Marshall had released a Bluetooth speaker. This Bluetooth speaker they have is, you know, this huge thing, and it says Marshall. Honestly, it kind of looks like this, but it's just for playing via Bluetooth, right? Just to run your sound through. And I think that they're running in the neighborhood of like $400 or $500 for this just Bluetooth speaker, right? Check this out. This amp running for $299 does everything that Bluetooth speaker does. Yeah, blew your mind, right? So this thing actually works as a Bluetooth speaker. a cool function for that, for practice, and why I said it makes for a good practice amp, is you can actually take like backing tracks or something you're trying to learn or whatever, and use the Bluetooth function through like an iPhone, an iPad, or Android, whatever it may be. Bluetooth it through this, it will play through, and then you can play along to that backing track or whatever right straight through the amp and hear it like live time right there. That's a cool feature. Not a lot of other amps out there doing that. But if you're interested in having just a Bluetooth speaker and you want the Marshall logo on it, it's actually cheaper to go ahead and buy the amp and use it as a Bluetooth speaker. Crazy, right? So that's just a little extra added bonus. As for the amp itself, I mean, it sounds great. It plays awesome. I mean, like I said, you get good tones out of it. You can dial it in to just about anything you could think of. Quite literally, like anything you can think of. And, it's just, you got to take the time to do it. As for user-friendly, I give it like a 1, and it's like 1 out of 5 stars, we'll say. I'd give user-friendly a 1, because you really got to take some time with it. Tone-wise and options, I give it a 5. So, it is what it is. You take it or leave it. Fun little amp, affordable amp. I think that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Stay tuned to the channel. There's a lot more coming soon. Be sure and like, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. We've got some stuff coming up here soon that is going to be a lot of fun, and you'll want to be alerted of that. We're going to be going through some other amps. I got some new guitars. I got some comparison videos coming up soon, so you're going to like those. To all of my subscribers, you guys rock, man. I really enjoy the feedback that I'm getting from everybody, the comments that I hear all the time, the questions and stuff. Anytime that, if it's an item that you're interested in buying or whatever, hit me up in the comments, man. I will reply back with what I think will help out. I like being able to be there for everybody. So, stay tuned. If a Marshall Code 50 sounds like something that's, in your interest, and you like a lot of different tones, and you got some time on your hands to dial in some channels, hook it up. If not anything else, and you decide you don't like it, then you can have it out at like your patio parties and use it as your Bluetooth speaker. That's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one. Peace, y'all.